In today's video, I'm going to share the new updated Bigger Hearts for His Glory guide, including the new notebook and also some of our enrichment studies that we're going to be doing this coming school year. This is going to be our second time going through Bigger Hearts for His Glory. I used this one here with my oldest son for his second grade year, and we're going to use the new guide for my second son, who is going to be starting in the third grade in the fall. And from what I have seen so far, the main differences are that the little icons in the new guide are all in color, and the older one, it's black and white. The reason why I went ahead and purchased the new guide was because I also wanted to get their new student notebook, and I wasn't sure if I could use the notebook along with the older guide. I probably could, but I believe this will make it easier because it will be, the instructions for the notebook will be included in the lessons. And I also really like the color in the new guides. So for me, that was something really exciting when they said they were bringing color now. As far as I can tell, all the books stayed the same. I didn't notice a change in the books. So I'm not going to show all the books because I did show them all in the last video that I did with this guide. But I will show you the new student notebook, which all of the notebooks from Heart of Dakota that we've used have been very beautiful, really nice. I really like them a lot. So we will put this in a 3-ring binder for the school year, and then at the end of the school year I actually buy like a nicer, I think it's meant to be a report cover, but it has a clear front page and it just makes it look really nice because it is a keepsake for us. And they're already hole punched, which makes it easier. So as you can see, it's just really beautiful. Okay, so for my upcoming third grader, like I said, all the books stayed the same except they added the student notebook. So these will be our history books, our science, which I remember doing these with my oldest and they were so much fun. I'm looking forward to reading these again. For his reading program, we are going to start Drawn into the Heart of Reading. This is going to be his first year doing Drawn into the Heart of Reading. And then for his cursive, you have 2 choices, and we chose Cheerful Cursive. We did this will be our second time going through this. My oldest also did Cheerful Cursive, and it worked really well for him. He enjoyed it. So we're looking forward to doing this a second time. And then for his English, we are going to continue using language lessons for today. This particular edition is from My Father's World, and this is the grade 3. So we've been using this for several years now with both my sons, and we really like them. So this will be his English. And then for his math, this will be the first year that he will be starting teaching textbooks. And this son is the one that loves math, and he is very excited about starting teaching textbooks. He sees his older brother doing it, and he's just been counting down the days for him to be able to start it as well. So that's his math. And then these are all the books that come also included. For like story time, these are the story time packages. And also for his spelling, we are going to use the dictation passages in the back of the guide. We haven't always done these, but we used a different curriculum for spelling in the beginning, but we have done these. My oldest one has been doing this now for a few years, and so did my youngest. Last year was his first year doing the dictation passages, and it has worked out really great. We have enjoyed it. I'm really happy with the way it's going. So we're going to continue using these for spelling. And it also has a spelling list in the back. So this is the poetry that we're going to be reading as well. I lost the page, but there is, oh, right here. So spelling lists. So we did this last year also, so it gives you a choice. You have 2 choices of lists, and then you write down the spelling words in index cards, and they practice their spelling that way as well. So we're going to be doing that. And that is all for the updated Bigger Hearts for His Glory. Okay, for our enrichment studies, I have a few things. So we're going to be doing Heart of Dakota Monday through Thursday, and then Friday we use the day to do all the extra enrichment, like nature study and artist study, composer study, all of the things like that. So it works out really well doing it that way for us. So like I've mentioned before in other videos, in the state that we live in, we are required to do health. So this year for our health, we chose Living Health, and this is from Master Books, and we've already looked through it, and it looks like it's going to be a really good fit for our family. So we're all excited to start this one here. It does combine nutrition, exercise, and making wise choices. So I liked that it had both, not just exercise or not just nutrition, but we're going to be doing both in this one book. And this is something that we'll do together. So both my kids will be doing this. And for our Shakespeare studies, we're going to be using from Simply Charlotte Mason, The Twelfth Night. This is the first year that we are going to start the Simply Charlotte Mason Shakespeare in 3 steps. We have always done some form of Shakespeare every year, but this is the first time doing the Shakespeare in 3 steps. So I really want to try to follow how they have it set up to read it here, like the actual script, to read it in like a story form, and then watch the play or go see a play in real life. So I really want to try to do that. So for our hymn study, we're just going to stick with Hymns for a Child's Heart. This is actually scheduled already in the Bigger Hearts for His Glory guide that my youngest is going to be doing. So we're just going to do it together as a family. This copy that we have used it so much that it's falling apart already. Some of the pages are loose, like this, because we have used it so much over the years, but we really like it. So we're just going to continue this. For habits, this year we're going to change it up. In the past, we've used Simply Charlotte Mason, and there's nothing wrong with that. We actually really like it, but I just wanted to change it up a little bit this year. So we're going to do Everyday Graces, A Child's Book of Good Manners, and we have actually already started this, and we're really enjoying it so far. For our composer studies, we are going to be reading about Frederick Chopin. We have done other composers in this series, and he is the first one that has 2 books. So this one is the early years, and this one is the later years. So we're excited to read these. And along to go with those, we're going to also read from the spiritual lives of the great composers. I just thought that would be just a great addition to add to our composer studies. And he is here. He's the 8th one in this book. So I don't know if we'll just focus maybe just on his life. Maybe we'll, as we go on, every composer we study, we'll look him up in this book and then read about his spiritual life as well. So for art instruction, we have used Artistic Pursuits for several years. We have enjoyed it. So I try to match as much as possible like the time period with the history that we're studying. So this goes more with the time period my oldest is going to be learning about, but both my kids can do the art projects in both of these. This does say K to 3rd, but I have my son who is gonna start 7th. He has enjoyed the projects and it has worked well, so I don't really worry about the age range that they show there, as long as it's working and my kids are enjoying it. So this is Modern Age, and this is the Impressionists, and they come with a DVD for instruction, and then they are really nice. We already have all the art supplies that come with each one. And then, so that's the art that they're going to be doing, art instruction. But for our artist study, we're going to read about Mary Cassatt. And so we'll be reading out of this book about her life story. And to go along with that, I purchased the picture study portfolios from Simply Charlotte Mason, and we'll go through this. So far, she is the only one I have picked out but we usually do around 2 artists per year. I just haven't decided who the second artist is going to be. So we are still doing Spanish lessons. We have used this book, and we have also used Rosetta Stone, and they have both worked well. This coming year, I'm thinking we might do a combination of both. Have the kids do some Rosetta Stone on the computer, and then maybe do some lessons from this book still. And like I said, all of the Heart of Dakota guides have poetry in the back. So each kid has their own poetry that it's already scheduled for the week. But on Fridays, I still want to read some poetry together as a family. So we chose Edward Lear, and we're going to use this book on Fridays to read together out loud. As we have homeschooled and done poetry readings and poetry tea time, I have really come to really love poetry. So this is something I look forward to doing every Friday myself. Okay, so for handicrafts, the main one we're going to focus on is Sewing School. We're going to use this book here for sewing. My kids have actually already started a project. They finished it and they really liked it. So this is one that we're going to continue using. We have also enjoyed the Wild and Free books for handicrafts. This is the holiday one, so we'll probably do some activities from this book around the holidays as well. This is something that my kids have really enjoyed as well. And specifically for my oldest, this book here, it's supposed to teach you about different careers. Okay, so this one is specifically for entrepreneur, but they have different careers. So there's like a whole series of these books. There's one for a vet and architecture, and there's a handful of them. My oldest son says he's interested in maybe having his own business when he grows up. So this is one that he wanted to read and he's interested in. So he's going to be working on this one on Fridays. So these are some of the things it teaches: creative skills, business skills, management skills, the marketplace. So I think this will be fun for him. And the last thing I have to show you. So we have been doing classical studies. We followed the Memoria Press. They call it Classical Studies Timeline. So we have already done the Greek myths, the famous men of Rome, famous men of the Middle Ages. So the next one is the famous men of Greece. So this is where we're at. So this coming school year, we're going to be reading from Famous Men of Greece, and then along with that, so they have these 3 books suggested: the Trojan War, And I had purchased this book from a library sale a long time ago. And as I was doing research for this coming school year, I noticed that this was the exact book that they recommend you use with the famous men of Greece. So it worked out really well. For some reason, I really love this cover. I love learning about this time period myself, so I'm looking forward to this. And then the third book is Horatius at the Bridge. I believe, I'm not sure, but I think it's like kind of like a poem. I was a little nervous about understanding this particular one and being able to explain it to my kids so they know what we're reading about. So I went ahead and got the teacher guide that goes along with that book in case we're stuck or in case we don't understand a particular thing. We can go to the teacher guide and see if that helps us. That's the only thing we're going to use this for. There's maps that will also help, but I don't think I'm going to have them like do all these questions. If anything, maybe I'll pick a couple and just say them out loud, but I'm not going to have them use this as a workbook or anything like that. So that is all that I have. I am missing nature study. I have several books ordered for our nature study that they have not came in the mail yet. So I will be doing a separate video showing our nature study for the next school year. And I also still need to purchase some typing instructions. I still am undecided about which typing curriculum to get. So if anyone has any suggestions, you can let me know what you would recommend. Because I have not decided on that yet. So those are all our books. Everything we have planned for the upcoming school year. Besides the Heart of Dakota, which I showed in my last video for my upcoming 7th grader, and our nature study. That is not here yet. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. Thank you very much and have a nice day.